Hi there, I wanted to make this video for my English-speaking followers. It's about sharing experiences of trauma. Many people say that we should look backwards and go forward and look at the future, enjoy what life is giving you. Yes, I agree with all of that, but there is a lot of research that shows that we work with trauma. I mean, all of us, we deal with trauma in different ways. Some people like to put everything in a closet or in a suitcase and don't look back, just like grief also. And other people need to work with it to get well. And there's a lot of research on the perspective of sharing your experiences on trauma, talking about it, sharing it, and what kind of, I mean, how it helps you as a person, also people around you, and also what it means for research. Because sharing life experiences, that is how, it's just like history. If we didn't have history, how would we learn from the past? And sharing our experiences is the same. If we don't talk about it, if we don't talk about how we tackle it daily, what kind of things, I mean, how we process it, what we do on daily basis to tackle the pain, the depression, the trauma, the anxiety. There are many PTSD, because there are many consequences of trauma. So I know that I'm not very good in appealing to your emotions, but I'm trying to be factual, and I'll do my best. So I hope you'll follow me here. I will be reading from material that I've written, and that is based on research. And I will also add the links at the end of the text, because below the video I'll have a text, and at the end the links will be there. So please, we need more. Because if we really want to help people, if we want more awareness, we need more people to engage. So that is my hope. I'm not going to give up, because I see that there's very low engagement in my videos at the moment. But I hope that by time people will see the importance, because there are millions. I mean, we can talk about billions of people that are struggling with mental health issues, many different issues. Some is childhood traumas, others different trauma from abuse, violence. I mean, it's such a universal problem that we have. If we don't talk about it, if we don't share the stories, it's very hard for some people to share. That's why the people that are strong enough to share their stories, it's really important. We have to stand together. No one should feel alone. Don't you agree? Okay, I'll try to read out from the stuff that I've written. So I hope, as I told you, I'm not professional, so I try my best to write. I mean, to share my knowledge, because I'm not a professional psychiatrist. But I lean on research that I find in different places. I'm very particular and critical about the research that I look for, so that I don't mislead anyone. Misinformation, misleading is very important for me, that I don't do. And I have a very critical sense of seeking facts. So I hope you trust me. And as I told you, I want to be here as a partner, not as a professional person that can help you as a doctor or a psychiatrist. But by sharing, talking together, that's how we can get a better, that is how we can heal, that is how we can get well, and that is how we can have a future where we can be positive and look forward, onwards. So let's read a little about what I've written. Research clearly shows that sharing trauma, especially in a safe and supportive environment, is an important part of the healing process and can prevent negative mental health consequences. Talking about traumatic experiences can make it easier to process emotions, reduce symptoms of PTSD and depression, and contribute to a sense of belonging. It is not about being stuck in the past, but about creating an acceptance and understanding and giving hope to oneself and others. So it's actually basically what I've been talking about. It's about not standing alone. It's about trying to relieve your chest, relieve everything that has been pressuring towards your chest, towards your emotions. It's so important. So because keeping everything inside, it's like a balloon that can burst, if you understand what I mean. If you just keep on filling air into it, suddenly you won't handle it anymore. So it's much better to share along the way, because that's how we can relieve our own pain. And but it is very important to have supportive surroundings. It doesn't help sharing with people that ignore you and that doesn't care, and that doesn't actually show you that you exist. So it's very important to find out where you can get support, where people actually care about you, so that you can share your experiences. That's very important. Okay, there are several research articles and studies demonstrating that sharing trauma can be a crucial and preventive part of the healing process. Here are some key findings from relevant research. Sharing trauma in a safe and supportive social context can increase emotional processing and reduce PTSD symptoms. Psychological support from friends and family who validate feelings and experiences promote recovery and prevents negative mental health effects. Research shows that telling one's trauma story can ease the emotional burden and encourage belonging and acceptance within a group of others who have similar experiences. This can be This can help trauma survivors feel more secure, gain emotional support, and have more positive view of their own experiences. Although not everyone experiences in the same way, several studies indicate that early sharing, disclosure of traumatic experiences is often linked to better adjustment and mental health. While delayed or absent sharing can worsen symptoms such as depression and PTSD. So as I mentioned earlier, it's important to share and not go with everything inside. But then you have to also find a supportive environment that is there for you. So it's a challenge. I feel alone many times, and actually I am very alone in this in my process of healing. But I was so lucky that there was a person that saved me. His name is Niels, and he took care of me when I really needed it. That's why I have the strength today. He's no longer amongst us, but he's there watching over me, and he's the one that is giving me the strength to continue. It doesn't matter if people follow or not, but I will continue because I hope that one day I will be heard. And if we can, by sharing my stories, by being heard, if that can help one or two people to get better, isn't it worth it? Also, my book that I'll be writing about childhood traumas, all this about sharing is important. That will be I hope that I can write a good book, but we'll see. So on to the next point. Although not everyone experiences it in the same way, several studies indicate that early disclosure of traumatic linked to better adjustment, mental health, while delayed or absent sharing can worsen symptoms such as depression and PTSD. I'm sorry that I repeated it again, but you know what I mean. It's very important to share your stories and not go with it inside. Putting trauma into words can also contribute to process of making meaning, where the story offers an opportunity to integrate the experiences into one's life history. This is important for psychological processing and regaining sense of personal control. I'd say that it's also important to share because the more we share, just like history, the more information we have the research can also adjust so that we can help more people. It can prevent more people from psychological damage and also healing. Because when you've been hurt, you don't know how. If we don't have enough information, if we don't have enough data and experiences, it's more difficult to help people. So don't you agree? Sharing is very important. In summary, research clearly shows that sharing trauma, especially in safe and supportive contexts, is a key factor in preventing negative mental health outcomes and in the healing process in general. And also, by sharing information, we can make society wiser, so that we can help the people around us. We have to stop the stigma. We have to stop ignoring. We have to listen. That is the most important thing. We have to share, and we have to listen, and we have to respect each other. Okay, that'll be all for now. I hope you've been following me throughout. Okay then, see you later.